Hello, hello, and welcome to another Galactic Science tutorial. This one is all about these Heart of Stars from the Supermassive Tech mod. Um, in order to ignite these into actual stars, you do have to put them in a fire of some sort, or lava works as well. And since we're on the moon, lava is probably a bit easier to get than a fire source and having to wait around for wood planks to burn. Um, So you can put these Heart of Stars directly into the lava, but before you do, be warned that they do explode, they do cause quite a bit of terrain damage, and they can instantly kill you. If you are playing on a server, make sure mob griefing is off, or please use this kind of system here. Essentially, you are encasing the entire thing in obsidian blocks here. So essentially what I have here is a tube of obsidian. I made this one a bit more fancy than probably needs to be. Tube of obsidian, 3x3 specifically, 3x3x4. At the bottom I have a dropper. This dropper is facing upwards. On top of this dropper I have a lava source block. And then above this I actually used 3 carpenter blocks with the specific purpose of this. This will allow the explosion to be contained for the most part, but allow you to pick up the items as well. Because these are all on the upper half of the block, all 3 of those. Let's see if I can get an angle where you can see this. Yes, I can. Yeah, so all 3 of these are on the upper half of the block. Essentially, they are slabs, but because the carpenter blocks takes on whatever material you put on it, like the hardness value of it, and explosion resistance and whatnot, when you put the obsidian on there, these will not go away. Like, these do not get destroyed in the process like you otherwise might think. So in order to turn this on, we have a lever off to one side, a piece of redstone next to one of the sides of the dropper, and just a simple lever to toggle it on and off. You can come up with any solution you want. I just use a lever because it's much easier for me to see when it's on and off and don't have to worry about it. Of course, when it's only on, it's only going to fire off one. But, should turn off magnet mode, but yeah. You can see it fires up, it explodes for a moment, and then you can come in and pick it up. If for some reason you can't pick it up, you can always walk onto the other side in this particular design and pick them up just fine. So we end up getting a blue giant and a yellow dwarf, as well as some depleted nether stars. To fill this thing in, we can always put access to the dropper here. I want to actually build this now on camera just to demonstrate how exactly I set this up. And for that to happen, we are going to need, let's see, not those. We are going to need those ones right there. That's the other obsidian block I used. By the way, this is 49012 obsidian blocks and 494 shiny obsidian panel that I used, if you're curious. So what I did was I'm actually going to be mirroring this. Put down one block, go up one on each side with a carpenter's wedge slope. From there, I put another block down. And essentially made this the entire base for everything. So this goes like so. One more. Alright, in the center here I have another slope going up. This is entirely decorative purposes. I have this lowered by 1 just so we can get access to the dropper easily without having to, for example, if that was completely blocked off, you would have to go like this and have to hit the bottom. It gets a little bit crowded in that regard. So that's why I had this slope down. Purely aesthetics though. From here I take the obsidian panels and put one there. Put the wedge slope on this corner here. If you don't put it there, you'll get something like this or like that or even like that. The goal is to put it on the corner so it automatically does this. Put the redstone down. You can actually target this redstone if you can get it right. You can actually put this down once, but since I'm not going to bother with it, I'm gonna right click on this with a hammer until I think I just went by it actually. Until I get the shape I want. Damn it. Alternatively, put another block down temporarily. Put it there, and you're good to go. I take these up 3 on those sides as well as this one. So yeah, I'm just using a temporary block. I recommend using something other than obsidian for a temporary block if you are going to go that route. So I put all of this on and accidentally misplace a block and put a block there, and a block there. This also does allow, by the way, for redstone to be on either side, so you could have like a manual side and an automatic side if you so desired. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going full manual here, and for the purposes of this, it's just demonstration. So once you have the redstone on one side, go ahead and put a slope on either side of it, 1 block away, leaving like space, and then put a full solid block there. This is where the lever is going to go, or whatever power source you have for your redstone. You can do the same on the other side if you so desire. I am going to, because like I said, I'm going to mirror the structure. I'm just pulling the lever to make sure I hear the click, make sure the redstone worked. Nothing weird happened on that. We are almost done with this. We need to put the lava in. We have 2 more blocks to place as well, or full blocks, the obsidian shiny panels. Oh, right. As well as these. Now, I recommend placing 1, jumping up, hitting it with the right click, and then left clicking on it. You'll get it up to the top really quickly. You can also then jump onto the other side and then just place 2 of them and get them both down. Please note, if you do accidentally click on top of these, you will end up putting a cap on them, which is just a small covering, if you will. You can use a carpenter's hammer to get rid of it if you so desire. If you mess up with any of these blocks, you can actually just shift right click, no, correction, shift left click on these, and it'll pull the block off of it. Alright, but that is everything actually. From here, you have access to the dropper, and you have an access way to pick up all the items, as well as fill them in here. So it's going to go ahead and put 64 in there. I am actually going to go in game mode 0 to prove this idea that this does not hurt much at all. In my testing, I found this takes half a heart from you. So as you can see, I have no armor whatsoever on except for the oxygen mask, gear, and the 2 tanks necessary for, well, existing on Moon. Gonna flip the lever, gonna stand right here, half a heart of damage. Just walked up and grabbed the items. I'll even stand right here in front of this venting. Took a bit more damage there, but not much. And did I not just grab the other depleted another? Sorry, I guess not. Let's go ahead and oh right, this doesn't have the it's not resistance I wanted. Was it 14? No, it wasn't. I don't remember what the idea was for regen. Potion flask? Did they hide vanilla Minecraft stuff from me, or is that something I did on my own? Alright. Sorry about this. Give me just one moment here to get to the potions of regen, or instant health, rather. Alright. There we go. Much full. Oh. Just grabbed it that time. There we go. So I'm going to do it from this side. So you do take a bit more damage the closer you are to the vents, but with no armor you can survive it just fine. You won't. Those explosions, by the way, are pretty loud. If you were to just stand over here and set them off, you can still access the lever, I believe. Yeah, you still only take half a heart from there. Standing next to the vents, though, you can still survive, but I highly recommend against it. But this is completely friendly to surviving these explosions, and I want to demonstrate just how much damage these things can do, even with diamond gear on. unenchanted diamond gear, but full durability diamond gear. I need a heart and a lava source. And I am going to go far away from this place. So let me just take a look at the coordinates. It's okay. I am going to derp and go to 1,000, 1,000 and 100 blocks up. Never been here before, but this seems like a good spot as any to give this a go. Alright, let me go ahead and drink this potion on up. And let's see, can I get some cooked food here just really quick? Need to heal. I want to be at full health when I do this. You are given some time to run away, by the way, before these hearts of star explode. It is not much, though. Not much. A potion of... let's see how that will work. Oh, already at full health. So let's see. I'm going to throw this in there and run that way. Is essentially what I'm going to do. And I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss in the process, apparently. That's fun. You know what? Screw that spot. It's easier to do it up here, I believe. My opinion, probably will. Probably will be. Alright. So I just threw it over the freaking lava pool. Oh, I just heard it. And there we go. It exploded. And it does all this block damage. Now, keep in mind, the lava does not destroy those items. It's why the other system works. It does cause a lot of fire and a lot of other block damage. If you were to happen to get a larger star, like that, I'm going to throw another one in there. Going to explode. There we go. This can actually cause a lot of block damage over time. I just threw a bunch of them in there. Yeah, like that one just exploded over there. Not sure how much damage that actually did to the terrain. A decent bit more. Ow. Yeah, you were given a bit of time to run away from these. It's just not a lot. Is that the particle effects of the fire getting sucked into the heart of the star? I think it is. That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. So if you actually watch this, you can see the fire get sucked in. I actually hadn't noticed that before during my testing. But, anywho, that's what it does to the terrain if you are not careful with this. It's part of the reason why I actually have a layer of obsidian below the dropper in that design. And now this is probably going to kill me. But if you wanted to stand next to it, even in full diamond armor, as you can see, I was able to get away from it and not take any damage. If you were standing right here, roughly, ow. First off, that's really, really loud. Second off, you're now on fire, and you're potentially getting burned up by the lava itself, depending on what happens. You take quite a bit of damage from it, and I highly recommend not sitting there. Even if I was to throw another one in there, and... where's it go? It's over there. Okay. Well, there's that. So you don't have to be too far away from these to survive them, but I'd recommend caution if you were to do these in person without any building set up. But yeah, I think that's it. Let's head on back to the structure over here and look it over one more time before calling it a tutorial here. So yeah, this allows you to control the damage it does, as well as the amount of damage you can take. Obviously, you could always back off of these a bit, since these are a bit more controlled, and not have to worry about it. Also, it allows easy access to get the items. There's nothing fancy about this. It's very simple, straightforward, and I think that's part of the beauty of this. Also, it just looks like a very interesting It kind of reminds me of a miniature nuclear silo, if you will. But I do recommend using obsidian. Most other materials will get destroyed. The only other material that doesn't get destroyed that is not explicitly obsidian is the reinforced obsidian, because it is witherproof. Chances are, if it's withholding a wither, it should be able to withhold a star being formed just fine. But yeah, that'll be it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to like it down below, along with any comments you have about this, maybe ways to improve this particular design, or other means you have found to be safe from star production. But yeah, that'll be it. Until next time, take it easy.